Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday with the Mayor. I'm Joy Holt, and today we've got a special guest. We are in Martin County in Loogootee with Mayor Noel Harty. Hey.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. This is new for us. Have you been on Monday with the Mayor before?
I have not. So thank you for thinking of us, and we're glad to be here. So.
All right, great. So let's highlight some great stuff happening in your community. You guys are always very busy.
Yes, obviously we did get the community crossings grant that everybody's been talking about, and several communities were fortunate enough to receive that. We got it for $75,000, which was, basically it's based on a match, and that was what we could do at this time. And it's this year it was $25,75, so we matched $25,000 and totaled to $100,000 that we can spend next year on our roads, or within the year on our paving, and which is much needed. So next Saturday night we've got our fireman's ball coming up, and half of the proceeds from that will go to the fire department, obviously, and then half of it will go to Brittany Walker, who just recently had a transplant, and she's doing well, and we were tickled to death, obviously, that she was able to find a donor, and there's been a lot of talk about that, and she's had several different fundraisers, and now we're on the mend and heading a different direction. So than what we want.
That's wonderful.
Also, we've got our big project right now. Recently, Hoosier Uplands had been working for the last 3 years on the former Elementary East building, and what's going to happen there now for sure is it will be 20 senior citizen apartments, and then there'll also be a community room there. It's it was going to be a $2.2 million project, but because they had been working on it over the last 3 years, the cost of that construction cost has exceeded, and so it's probably going to be more like a $2.5 million project. But because of the waiting list that we have at our current senior housing facilities, it's pretty exciting. And what you don't think about is it won't be just seniors moving in there or couples moving in there. It's also the houses that will become available that will be on the market now, because those people will be putting those on the market and they'll be moving in there. So.
That's very exciting. Now, how much senior housing do you have here?
We have, I don't know the exact number. We've got units on William Daly Drive, and then we've got some units on Queen Street, and then we have Southview. So if I was just guessing, we probably have currently about 60 units. But, currently I'm not 100% for sure as we speak what the waiting list is. Several years ago, the waiting list was like 5 years, and then it went to like 4. But needless to say, there's quite a demand for senior housing. There's a demand anywhere you go for housing, period, correct? Yeah. So.
All right, so now when does it come to fruition?
As I was talking about earlier, they did start on this about 3 years ago, and they just now have got all the funding going. But I think they're hoping that this time next year, in October of next year, maybe a little later, you know how that goes, but hopefully by Christmas next year, it'll be a great Christmas present for 20 families. So I think that's kind of what they're shooting for. So.
Okay, great. So you guys have a lot of stuff coming up then.
Yep.
So you told me you're the president of the chamber?
County Chamber.
Okay.
We when that came about 4 years ago, I said, "Are you sure?" Because I am the mayor of Loogootee here, but it's worked out well. And my big project actually has been every year is getting the annual dinner, which is, we traditionally try to have it on St. Patrick's Day, but now we're kind of going into the weekend, so next year it'll be on the 15th, and we're having the mayor of Gary next year in March, and she is, of course, a Harvard grad. She used to be the state attorney general.
Okay.
Has worked on the national level for various projects and so forth, and so we're really, and of course a lawyer by trade and former city judge of Gary, so we're really excited about having her. So this year we had the state police superintendent, and last year it was Glenda Ritz. So every year try to have somebody a little bit different. Had Kent Benson about 3 years ago. So.
Oh, that's exciting. So I know you have what is it, Shop and Taste?
Shop and Taste is coming up on the 16th. That's a Monday evening, and it's basically, I know Davis County has what they call the Taste of Davis County. It's kind of the same concept. It's out the community building. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. That evening. and I believe the cost is $10 a ticket to get in.
Okay, and what does that include?
Well, as far as in the past, we've had 32 to 35 vendors. As you can imagine, about 20 of those are food, so don't eat before you come, and so it's more of an experience than anything, and it's a great promotion for our vendors, but it is a great experience for the people that come, because even though you live here, you don't really think about, like here in Loogootee alone, we have 18 places to eat. Isn't that amazing? For our population, so when you're talking about the whole county, you can imagine, and you get to experience what everybody really has to offer. So, and we have people from outside the community come. So
that sounds wonderful. So that's October 16th.
Yep, in the evening.
5 to 8?
5 to 8.
Okay,
yep.
All right. So shop and taste. Come and check it out.
Yep.
Now, in closing, let's talk. So fall is here, summer is over, swimming pool. What's new there?
This was our second full year. We opened 2 years ago in July, and this was our second, again, full season. And we showed a profit this year. I'm not sure exactly how much that'll probably be revealed at the next council meeting, because still paying expenses because we opened, but that's quite a feat, really. I mean, you think, well, it should have, showed a profit, but you'll find throughout the state very few pools show a profit. So we're pretty proud of that. We had, of course, the weather really hung in with us this year, and we had great management and great staff, and we're pretty proud of that pool. When we started out on trying to raise money for that, I had people write to my face say, no, you're never going to raise the money. And, we did it in about 2 years with a lot of help from the county. 35 fundraisers in 1 year. I mean, it was incredible. We had a park board that was just very dedicated. Could we do it again? I'm sure. Would we want to do it again anytime soon? Probably not. So, but pretty exciting. But as you say, we're going into the fall, which I enjoy, and I enjoy the Christmas time. But the problem is what comes after that, right? The gloomy days of January and February.
Are you guys all stocked up on salt?
Well, the way it sounds, we may have a pretty rough winter, so we better be.
Well, Noel, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Come back anytime.
Thank you. All right, that's been Monday with the Mayor. I'm Joy Holt.